Alright, so I finally got a chance to see Super Troopers. It's been out for a couple of weeks now, but I finally had a chance to see it. I thought I would post a review to check out doing these movie reviews, see what people think of them, but also to let anybody know who's having to put some effort into seeing this one like I did, give you a bit of a review so you know if it's worth putting out the effort. So it's Super Troopers 2. It's a sequel to the first Super Troopers, so if you liked that first one, you know what we're talking about here. If you haven't seen the first one, I guess I would recommend seeing it first, because this is definitely a sequel. They referenced the first one quite a bit. It was a crowd-funded movie, and I like that idea. It's been a few years since the first one came out, and I guess if I don't really know the story behind it. Maybe it wasn't successful enough for a studio to put it out, or it was just too risque, or too funny or whatever for a studio to want to do it. So I guess they must have raised the money, because it finally did come out. And I'll show a couple of screenshots here to demonstrate a couple of things I liked and didn't like about the movie. To begin with, it is a sequel, and it was quite a few years since the first one, so everybody seems a little bit older, and that's noticeable, and it's a little bit to get used to. It's really the same old jokes, so if you like the first one, it's similar, and they really do kind of harp on some of the stuff from the first one, a little bit too much really. Otherwise though, I did like it. It was funny once in a while, and it's hard to make people laugh anymore hysterically, but it's a funny movie, and these are good actors, work well off each other. A couple of things that I liked about the movie were that you can see in this still that the flag was hung correctly, and it was appropriate with the Canadian flag, so no favoritism or no lack of respect to either country. I like that. They didn't tear it down and wipe anybody's butt with it or anything, which I think is great. It's just one of those pet peeves I have, especially since we're doing this around the 4th of July. Otherwise though, it was pretty good. They had some of these guys from TV shows and stuff that were comedians, that were the Canadians, and it was all pretty funny. Then we've got I guess here's just a picture to show how much older everybody looked in there. Probably should have put these in a different order. Then the other part I did not like about the movie, were a couple of things. The AK-47s, when you get to that part, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. And then what he's doing here is another part of the movie I was not a big fan of. It's minor issues, but overall was a big fan of the movie, I think. And I will give it 1 thumb up out of 2. So if you haven't seen the first one, I would not necessarily recommend it. It's not the funniest movie I've ever seen. If you've seen the first one and you enjoyed it, I think you'll enjoy it as a sequel. But I guess I'm saying I wouldn't go out of your way if it's real difficult to get a hold of it, if you didn't enjoy the first one too much. Alright, so that's Super Troopers 2, and a quick movie review, maybe not so quick. Let us know in the comments what you think of these reviews, what you think of the movie if you've seen it, and then after a few weeks we can start spoiling it for people. Alright, as always, thanks for watching.